a really wonderful theme that emerged at a number of places through your book was, and I'll put it in my own words, and you can tell me if I've gotten it wrong, was a kind of critique of simple reductionism or materialism, which obviously is the kind of prevailing philosophy of physics, that good answers will come from going to smaller and smaller scales, and also focusing on things, on objects, on particles, and so forth.
Yes.
And you seem to be, you are, to my mind, saying that that is a much too restrictive form of explanation, and that we have to recognize that what we might even call immaterial phenomena that aren't reducible to specific physical objects or processes can have a profound impact, and have had a profound impact on reality, particularly our human reality, human history, the world of politics and culture, and so forth. And it seems to me it's almost a rebuke of physics as kind of the really the best mode of understanding the world. And you're emphasizing how important mind is, and ideas are, and thoughts, and so forth. So talk about that a little bit.
Yes, of course I am a physicist, and I'm profoundly opposed to any idea of non-physical explanations that contradict physics. So that's a no-no, and really doesn't make sense. However, there are ways in which both emergent properties, such as minds and life and so on, have an effect, and as you said, also abstractions. Now, the fact that the theory of good explanations led to the idea that abstractions are real things was slightly surprising to me. I wasn't expecting the link, at least wasn't expecting it to be so strong as it is. But the thing is, if you think about how to explain events, physical events, like a footprint on the moon, how do you explain how that happened? Well, it happened because of human ideas, of science, and human ideas, you could say, in this reductionist sense that, as you rightly say, is the prevailing mode of explanation, and the prevailing idea is to look down on other modes of explanation, that those ideas are nothing more than configurations of atoms. So some physicists, some rocket scientists, put their brain into certain configurations of atoms, and those atoms then acted on other atoms, which acted on other atoms, which then ended up making a footprint on the moon. Now, what that misses is the explanation of why certain configurations of atoms put footprints on the moon, while others, the overwhelming majority of configurations that human brains, even human brains, have been put into in history, do not have that effect. And it's because of there's a certain type of information. And this information can't, in my view, be reduced to statements about atoms, because if you think about what that information does, it is in brains, but the same information then gets transferred into, let's say, sound waves in air, and then it gets transferred into ink on paper, and then it gets transferred into magnetic domains inside a computer, which then control a machine that instantiates those ideas in bits of steel and silicon and so on, and so on. There's an immense chain of instantiations of the same information. Mm-hmm. And it's only special kinds of information that have this property, that they are preserved and instantiated in successive physical modes. So what is being transmitted, what is having the causal effect, is not the atoms, but the fact that the atoms are in certain, instantiate certain kinds of information and not other kinds. So, therefore, it is the information that is having the causal effect. If a particular instantiation of that information were damaged, then processes would come along to fix it, whether or not they could fix the physical instantiation. For example, if the computer goes wrong, then we don't use the corrupted information. We go back and rescue the information from a different computer, and we throw away the atoms that at one point instantiated it. So the information causes itself to remain in existence. Now, I think there's no way out of that mode of explanation. And if explanation is going to be the fundamental thing about our criterion, for example, about what is or isn't real, then we have to say that information, and this particular kind, which we call knowledge, is real and really does cause things.